Hello agents, Supermassive here, and today in this video we'll be talking about some guide, tips and tricks for the freelancer mode of Hitman World of Assassination. Freelancer mode is basically a free mode for all those who have already bought Hitman 3, and if you haven't bought Hitman 3 yet, this is the right time to buy because you'll be getting free access to Hitman 1 and Hitman 2. Now, Freelancer mode is basically a new roguelike game mode that gives players an infinitely replayable experience, and you will also be strategically planning for the campaign by picking up a different playstyle with all the gears on the line and customizing the safe house to match your playstyle or the mood. With Freelancer mode arriving, Agent 47 now has a great and huge safe house which you need to explore, and you will be unlocking new secret areas depending on how many challenges and how much mastery level you have reached. So without wasting any more of your time guys, let's dive into the guide, tips and tricks for the Freelancer mode. When you will commence the Freelancer mode, you will be spawning in this safe house and you will be asked to interact with this message, which will actually guide you about what and how the Freelancer mode works, and rest of the things will be empty. Everything in this on these walls will be empty. You will have only one weapon with you, which will be ICA-19 Classic Baller with you, and rest everything will be bland, which you will have to get or acquire while making your progress through the campaign. So once you've interacted with the message, you'll get the detailed information. You'll be asked to select the campaign, which will make us start with our first tip of the video. Starting with the first tip, which is selecting the right campaign. Well, there is no right and wrong in selecting any campaign for this mode, since it depends on your playstyles and what you are feeling about it. So but I can definitely guide you with some things that will help you lower down your frustration and might help you on those murks pretty easily. Once you start selecting the campaign, you will be shown this screen where we will see 8 files which will have a particular name representing on them. For example, you can see Demeter, the translator, the cleaner, the exploiter. These are basically the names or the LIs given to the particular syndicate leader. They are not that important, but most important things you need to remember is what kind of syndicate crime family these syndicate leaders are falling in. For example, you can see the 2 words just above that Demeter which says eco crime, and same goes with this one. You see espionage, assassination, psyops, arms trafficking, sick games, organ trafficking and big pharma. So these are 8 kind of different syndicate organizations that work and have different syndicate leaders under them, which will have different names like dispatcher, nurse, Demeter and all that. What I'm trying to suggest you guys is that each syndicate organization, for example eco crime, will have different potential objectives or the payout objectives, and have different kind of playstyle attached to it. For example, in this one you will get the potential objectives as trap kill, water canister, electrocution kill, burning kill, accident kill, drowning kill, trap kill. Oil canisters are like, sometimes you might be lucky enough to get them, sometimes you're not. So like as I said, there is no particular set pattern to play this, but I would suggest you to go for 2 particular syndicate crime organization in the initial phases of this mode, which will be the espionage. As you can see, the potential objectives in this one is fiberwire kill. Fiberwire, you'll get it for free, which is one stethoscope which is already available in the infirmary. I can show you, I'll just show you here, which will be in your infirmary, and you always get one free scalpel, knife and stethoscope always for free, which is this one. They're always present here. They are not lost even if you fail the mission or something. So let's get back to the mission, and that's why I would suggest you to start with the espionage, or you can also go for the organ trafficking, which I'm playing through my campaign right now through. It says deadly throw, neck breaker. These are all easy potential objectives which you can easily carry out, and you don't need extra gear for them. You can get the deadly throw with knife. You can get the axe anywhere on the map, or if you're lucky enough you can also get it from the stashes or the supply crates. Knife kill, so sedative, always getting one from the supply crates, or you can buy it from the supplier, very low cost. That's why these 2 particularly, as I've seen, that this might be the easiest way to start with the freelance mode in the initial phases. So let's move on, and let's move on with the second tip of the video. Always select the prestige objectives because it doesn't cost you anything, and it always reward you with some extra mods if you have been able to complete it depending on your play styles. So always go for prestige objectives. Always try to visit the suppliers on the map because it might have item that is needed to complete the payout objective at a low cost. But if it's giving the item at a cost more than the rewarding mercies, then it might not worth to buy it. Couriers are not worth the risk every time, as they drop low mercies and sometimes can be risky to approach. But if you get a clean opportunity to eliminate them, you can grab some mercies. And what's stopping us freelancers from grabbing some easy money? Safes are worth taking the risk because they award decent mercies depending on the difficulty of the campaign. Now you have to scan and look for these kind of clues all around the very close to the safe actually in order to get the access code that will let you unlock the safe. Or you can just create any kind of explosion in order to get access to the bosses inside the safe, which can be explosion from any kind of device or from the propane flask explosion as well. How to get the freelancer weapons? Well, there are basically three main ways to get the freelancer weapons. First is while you are playing the mission. Some of these you will be find lying around in the level, while others may be dropped by the NPCs you knock out or eliminate. You should also be on the lookout for the stash crates like these, which don't appear on your main map but pop up a cube icon on your screen and minimap when you are close to them. Find the stash and open it, and you will be offered a choice between like up to three different items. There might be a weapon as well, but you can only take a weapon with you. The next method by which you can buy the freelancer weapons are from the suppliers while playing the main mission. Like most of the missions have at least one supplier available for you to purchase new Hitman freelancer weapons, though you can confirm this by checking the details in the location intel information before accepting a contract. The next step by which we can get the Hitman freelancer weapons are from the supply crates. Every time you return to your safe house after a mission completion, a new supply crate will appear with three possible Hitman freelancer weapons or gears to choose from. Now you know how you can get the freelancer weapons with three methods, but most important thing is how you can get the suppressed weapons with ease, not with ease but a little bit of extra effort. Now these weapons are scattered around various missions on various maps. For examples, on Dubai, various elite guards keep suppressed assault rifle and also suppressed SMGs, so you can knock them or eliminate them to get one of them. Ambrose Islands, Noel Crest always carries a suppressed SMGs which is actually concealable. Isle of Scale, under the sewer, there is a buried silence pistol which can always extract with a shovel. Now most important is if you are on a showdown mission where you have to take out the syndicate leader, assassins always carry a suppressed forward pistol, so you can either eliminate or knock them to get one of these. And assassins are very easy to spot because you will always get a notification that assassin is nearby, and they always follow or stay very close to the suspect. It doesn't have an enforcer mark on them, at least from what I have seen up till now. And if any other methods by which you can get this suppressed weapons, please do tell me in the comment section. Now be precious with good weapons, but you can be a little bit less careful with the gear.
Cash?
Why? Because decent weapons cost a lot to procure from the suppliers at Hitman Freelancer. And considering their selection is random, it can take a long time to get what you need. Many of the freelancer challenges are also tied to the weapon rarity. That is, for example, silent takedowns with epic melee. So that adds even more value to the rare weapons you collect along the way. There's no point loading yourself with the arsenal of weapons when it might take you multiple missions to acquire them again if you fail. Instead, be selective and take what you need to complete the challenges. Also, while you don't lose guns from your safe house when you fail a campaign, you only basically lose your gear that is in the toolbox. But gear is far cheaper than guns to purchase from the suppliers, so you can get it in stashes, or you can even find free versions on the map such as Hermetic Rat Poison, Rusty Crowbars, Kitchen Knives, Hammers, etc. etc. So if you're lacking the means to complete a challenge, check in with your supplier as they might also have what you need. If the situation becomes critical and your cover has been blown, then you don't have to be afraid to shoot your way out, because you don't have to worry about your Silent Assassin ranking in freelancer mode until and unless you have picked up the prestige objective of Silent Assassin or Silent Assassin suit only. Taking down the wrong syndicate leader can be actually useful, but you have to keep in mind that killing the suspect or the wrong syndicate leader will actually cost you 1000 mercies. So it's always better to knock them out rather than eliminating them. They also often drop a phone that lets you arrange a meeting with the other suspects, so you can take them all out and get a good look at them all and decide who the actual target is. Most of the suspects will have same appearance traits, so in order to save time, the best way is to look for their tell information, which actually gives you the right info about the target. Penalty for failing a mission or a campaign. If you fail a mission against the lower members, the players will lose all the weapons and the items brought along, as well as half of their cash or the mercies. But if you fail against a syndicate leader or a showdown mission, then you will have to start from ground zero because you will be losing everything, even your campaign progress is lost. Suppliers never sell items which you already own, so you can always get back items which you have lost from the suppliers, of course, but provided you have enough mercies or the currency to buy that item. Once you have reached enough mastery level and you have unlocked the vault, you can always get easy money from the stock market, but be careful and be ready to lease some of them as well because it can be deceiving since it has a particular pattern involved with it. Definitely carry or keep all the items with rarity in your inventory with you because those are the only items that will be returning with you in your safe house after the completion of the mission. Once you have unlocked the fishing area outside, you can make Agent 47 do the fishing, and there is a high chance that you will receive a fish which you can always use in the infirmary to make a sedative poison. But the items that you will get after the fishing are actually very random, and I found these kind of items after every time I came to fishing here. Agent 47 safe house is not just for cosmetics only, but instead you can find some very handy tools in different areas. Like in the garage you can find the wrench, you can find the grape knife outside the shed, and also you can find some emetic mushroom just beside this shed, which actually for some reason is not showing up in my screen. Now these tips are actually less important, that's why I've kept it for the last phase of the video, which are actually customizing your safe house by completing the challenges and unlocking new mastery levels, unlocking your new areas of the safe house by increasing your mastery levels, checking on your briefings for your location intel and payout objectives, also unlocking new weapons to build up your arsenals. Now you cannot save your game in the freelancer mode, also you don't have any checkpoint, so like if you need some time to think in between while you're doing the mission, you can always pause the game by opening up any kind of menu. And last but not the least, dear friends, always remember your training agents. I will leave you to prepare.